What's going on, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some Darkest Dungeon. And today we are going to do exactly what we said we would do last time. We are headed into the Weald, the stave off sickness. We're going to gather medicine in the Weald. I've got a pretty strong team here. We're using some of our higher level characters. Go ahead and sort them. We've got level 3s and 4s ready to go. We've got some really powerful items on them. I went ahead and did that off camera. Loved the Junia's head pickup, and I think it was the last episode. You pair that with a Book of Sanity, and you're just getting straight up 30% extra heals off of your Vestal, which is huge. We've got protection here on Jake. On Kata, we've got just huge HP, 67, and then we've got great accuracy and crit, and even some bonus dodge once we get in and start, getting the benefit of the torchlight. So let's visit the estate, make sure everyone's topped off. That's not what I meant to click on. Let's go into the guild. Get everybody their level 3s that are relevant. Okay, only one extra heal. Not great. Doesn't modify the damage, it just gives you 5 accuracy and 3 crit. All of the accuracy is going to be extremely relevant because we are going into a higher level dungeon. The enemies are going to have higher dodge. And it's going to make it much more difficult to hit them. Very good. And we can check out the blacksmith, make sure everyone's good to go that way. We're off quite a bit from getting the next level. I would probably go for weaponsmithing next. Like I said, accuracy is king as we go into harder and harder dungeons. Just not missing. Doing maximum damage, getting those crits, and not missing repeatedly is the big deal. So, with that, we're good to go. And the reason we're going into it, guys, if you didn't see the last episode, Caregivers Convention. I had looked it up to see what it was because I couldn't quite remember what this event was, and apparently there's kind of like some controversy around it. Some people think it's too strong. It's a very minor group of people, minority, and most people seem to shout them down when I read their conversations on Reddit and different forums and things. But it's an incredibly powerful, town event. But I have to say that if we hadn't rushed the bank, our prospects for removing and locking in quirks would be dire right now. And if we were getting a little bit unluckier with the enemies that spew forth from the courtyard, and we had a lot of people infected with blood, like our micromanagement would be going through the roof right now. This game would be so much more difficult. But we're doing great. Some of that is lucky RNG. But if you're playing a standard run, expect to be broke right now. Like, you could very easily be spending all of your gold trying to lock in quirks and, get rid of quirks before they lock themselves in, the bad ones that is, and you'd be broke. But we're going to save all that for the late game when we're so rich we don't even know what to do with our money. But anyway, that's enough of that. We're going into here. Many a cart driver has met their end while traversing the Weald. The king's ransom of medicines was recently abandoned. They would greatly assist in rebuilding the sickly hamlet. Alright, and a way to balance this as well is that, these 3 medicines are going to take up 3 slots in our inventory. That will probably be thousands and thousands of gold worth of slots. So, there is some balancing taking place, and the sharpening sheath is a pretty good item that's really only beneficial to one ability on the highwayman. But it's a pretty good item. But anyway, guys, let's provision. And because this is a more difficult dungeon and our characters are comparatively low level, we're not going to slack on certain supplies, things like shovels. Actually, I think I'm going to take 4. The last thing we want to do is run out of shovels at a crucial time. And I might take 3 keys just in case we get lucky and find a secret room. I think this is good. Maximum food, I think, is a good idea, just to have extra healing. The enemies we're going to fight in here are going to be quite strong. Take one more torch. One more torch isn't going to bankrupt us. Let's head in. The Weald is one of those places where pretty much every item, every consumable has a place.
Our land is remote and unneighbored.
Oh god.
Every lost resource must be recovered.
Well, this is really crappy. They gave us a huge split here. I think it's shorter to go this way than come back up than down. Yeah, glad I brought all that extra food, because we're going to have some serious hunger checks. We're probably going to have to explore this entire place. Oh, wow. A doctor's toolkit. So that's it. We already found one.
Packs laden
Very lucky.
with loot are often low on supplies.
Okay. Well, happy we went this way
Nature
first.
herself, a victim to the spreading corruption.
Last time
with misintent.
Last time we did one of these types of dungeons where we had to gather something, it was grain. And we went all the way up one of those types of corridors. Didn't find anything and had to go all the way back the other way. Okay, so towering ectoplasm. This is the enemy we were trying not to fight by killing the slimes. And you can see they have pretty high protection. Let's try and kill the fungal batteries before they can do much to us. Excellent.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
And because it's
purpose
stunned,
is made clear.
we'll get a bonus 50% damage, and this should be a very easy kill for us. But actually, if I remember right, these things like consume corpses and become bigger.
Death
Jesus.
waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Let's try and get some self-healing. 7 health on that, that's awesome. And we're being marked. We can remove the marks. Actually, it just gives us resistance to it. Okay. See if we can't pull this guy forward. We just need him in that third slot. As long as it was in the back. Yeah, and there it goes. I wasn't super worried about killing the corpse, because on its own, it's not that strong. It's when they get assimilated into the big slimes that it becomes bad. And now we can take a cube and get rid of the corpse.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
There we go. So this is how these fights can become really tedious. But with decent healing, shouldn't be that bad.
Continue
And a little bit of AoE.
Destroy them.
But he will keep recurring, this guy, if we don't get rid of the corpse. So let's knock it out. Blind Fire is going to boost our speed. And let's just heal everyone. Towering ectoplasm. They have a pretty high resistance to being stunned, which is why I'm just not going for it. If you want to stun enemies that have 95, 100 plus resistance to something like a status effect, the best thing to do is to have items that give you that ability.
A victory.
Or give you like plus
Perhaps a
30%
turning
chance to
point.
stun or something like that. And look how many of these portraits we're getting from this one fight, plus sapphires. Very nice. It's much better to get the kind of the quest items, to get those super late. That way, you know, you've already used all of your supplies by the time you get to the end of the dungeon. But of course we can't really dictate that. This is a quest location, yes. Okay, so we're gonna have to come back here. Let's just go down here first. Oh my god, are they all 3 of them here?
If only treasure could staunch the flow of
That's crazy.
otherworldly corruption.
Okay, we found all 3 of them. So, something else I was going to say, kind of the other side of that coin, rather, of finding them all super late in such a way that you've already used all of your supplies. The other great option is to find them all very early. That way you can make a very early decision about whether or not, you know, you want to dump items and continue adventuring. We just lost on a 90% roll.
Mind
That felt pretty
such
bad.
missteps are the exception, and not the rule.
Okay, we definitely want to pick up the gold. Let's toss that. And we can look at this. Yeah, and that's more journals from Darius, which we've read. We're just going here for an actual room battle. And we're going to fight I think this is our first blighted giant. These guys hit damn hard. But you can stun them. See if we can't get rid of the fungal battery before it even gets a chance to attack. We're going to buff ourselves here, increase our protection. Okay, Confusion Spores is pretty awful.
Confusion.
It lowered our accuracy for 3 rounds. And it also moved our front line, which isn't the worst thing. They can function just as well in any position.
A momentary abatement.
A poor accuracy.
The ground
Nice.
quakes.
Huge crit. And she just has 1 HP left. That is why I used Withstand. Because I'm very familiar with this giant's crits on that one attack. It's because he's marked. See if we can't land this.
Confidence
Yes.
surges as the enemy crumbles.
See if we can't stun this guy. He's got huge HP, 98.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
We can lay down some heals. I think in the back line he probably just uses Confusion Spores.
Well struck.
Nice, good hits. But the thing that definitely makes him the most scary is when he has all of this backup from these guys. So having him, you know, isolated in the back row is pretty great. Let's see what he does from back there. An attack called Poison Spores. Okay. He misses it, so we don't exactly get to see what it does. Okay, he no longer has his stun resistance. Let's see if we can nail that. Perfect. Get a little free torchlight. The odds of us landing another stun are pretty low. He's at 120%. We should be able to kill him. Nice.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
And I'm happy to pick up another shovel. We had to use quite a few in that first corridor. I think I'm just going to get rid of these bandages here. And we can afford to throw away shovels.
We require only the strength to follow it.
Okay, another trap. 90%, 60, 70. Don't miss this one, please. Very good. And yeah, I mean, once we get here, we're done. But whether or not we should continue adventuring is another question altogether, and I think we will. We still have tons of food. We still have a firewood that we can make use of. I've been wanting to say that I'm shocked we haven't seen any bloodsuckers recently. No, come on. Okay, that was good. Pretty sure you need bandages for that. Alright, and a tenacious crone. That's our first one of these, and you can see that she's also stealth. We have the ability to mess up stealth on the Arbalister, but she doesn't currently have that skill equipped. It's a flare that she shoots up. However, simple killing these guys and then doing some AoE is usually enough to finish that. Or we could use blind fire and try to get lucky. But I'm going to use Bola plus Hugh.
As the fiend falls,
that's even better. Now Hugh will definitely hit her. Okay, she dodged it. Embrace the dark. So very similar to the other attack from the Acolytes. But now she's out of stealth because she acted. And we can use a blind fire to hit her in the front row. And we'll get that torchlight back. Nice and easy. Huge crit. And that'll certainly help him with his stress.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay. We're going to pop all these holy waters. We're even going to have to make room for one more thing. So we'll probably camp after this just to get rid of the firewood. Maybe get ourselves as many buffs as we can. We are marked, but we resisted the debuff in close.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Good job.
Impressive.
If we crit him, he won't attack the bounty hunter and get a big crit off. Try and get some bonus damage on him. Oh no, we picked up the runs. I think that's a pretty bad one. Minus 20 dodge. Minus 10 max HP. 10% max HP. Yeah, that's pretty awful. But once we get this town event locked in, we'll be able to get rid of that for free.
A singular strike.
And I think we have an occultist as well that needs a disease cure. Okay, no more diseases, good. And we'll definitely use Wasset to heal here. 22 crit. Damn. Let's just take him out. Bounty hunters can be huge crit machines, which also makes them very good at kind of healing their own stress. Any unit that's like prone to having crits is also very good at dealing with stress. It didn't used to always be the case. I'm pretty sure you didn't used to get stress relief on crits. It was one of my favorite things that they changed. Alright, let's just use this.
Creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Sure, and we'll heal, get some stress relief. I love increasing our scout if we're going to continue exploring. I don't think we have anything to... Man, we have nothing to prevent a nighttime ambush is what I was thinking. We can get rid of this blight, but it's only 3 damage. This one's 4 damage. Let's get scout ahead. No, we don't want to do that. Bring our crossbow. Call that good. Alright, let's rest. Wouldn't be surprised if we got ganked here.
In Radiance,
Nope.
may we find victory.
And we get the satchel. So that's it. Of course we could leave, but I don't think we should. We're still well provisioned. And I definitely want to show you guys more of the veteran level wield. You know what, we're going to do some of this. We only need food in increments of 4. It's ominous. Spooky woods. Yep, hunger check, and we're good for one more hunger check if we need to be. We've got lots of torchlight. And very soon we'll have extra space for more loot. Tree trunk, we don't have what we need to do this safely. But I thought the worst case scenario would be something, she would get maybe another disease or something like that. Which doesn't really matter because we're going to, you know, send her in to get it cured anyway. What I'm really looking forward to is the scout on the bounty hunter triggering and potentially showing us to a secret room. Alright, this is good. We'll take that. Nice little added stress relief, and boom, let's get in there. Treasure battle. And more treasure. And we have a chance here to pick someone off. Let's see if we can't pull this madman to the front. So that way we can beat him. If we land this, I think a hew will be enough.
Sedated.
Very good. Now she's the next target. That's 6 damage. It's not nothing. She's marked even.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Okay. See if we can't one-shot her. Close. Very close. I don't know what the Arbalister can do from this position. Okay, just a blind fire. Stacking a lot of blight, but I almost prefer it to be on one person. Makes it just easier to focus heal. Especially on the leper who has his own heals. See if we can get this one. Very close. I'm trying to think right now of what to do after we get done with this. It'll greatly depend on, you know, what's open for us. But I'm just so hesitant to go into the Crimson Courtyard when we haven't even encountered a single blood-sucking group, which is just crazy. All we're doing is basically inviting infection upon ourselves by going into there early, or at least earlier than we need to. You definitely want to go in there.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, we're gonna toss the torches for that. This may be it for us. Yeah, I mean, once we pick up one more thing. Let's toss the skeleton key. And then I guess we'll go down this way. There's a battle, multiple curios. And then this will probably be the end.
Annihilated.
Peace out, Bone Conscript. Alright, on this level of difficulty, they actually do hit pretty hard and have a pretty decent bleed. Definitely want to use that when we can, because we don't have any torches anymore. Wow, blind fire does not bypass stealth. That's good to know. And it looks like he's low on health, but I mean, he's got 67 health at this level. Very good for him.
Destroyed.
No reason to do this attack over the other one. It really didn't matter.
This
Toss the 50.
expedition at least promises
Totally
success.
forgot to reassemble my party. Sorry, guys. Let's just look. Nothing of interest. A well-timed torch.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
And let's see what this last curio is. Oh, we don't have any holy water. Damn it. Well, we're gonna miss out on a free negative quirk removal. Great kill.
A decisive pummeling.
We landed the stun with a crit.
Diminished.
Okay, they lower our dodge.
Precision.
Man, we're just nailing these crits.
The bigger the
Down
beast,
you go.
the greater the glory.
Alright, now he's out of stealth. He's probably out of stealth just because he's the last guy on the battlefield.
Decimated.
I need to look into the stealth mechanic a bit more, make sure I fully understand how it works.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
And get rid of our debuffs, not that it matters. We want these busts. We'll eat that. And then is there anything we can toss? Toss these for this. Yeah, you gotta have holy water. Alright guys, that's good enough.
These tonics
We're
and
gonna make a
herbs
ton.
will stave off infection and neutralize contagion.
We're gonna make a fortune this week. Add in the interest, about five or 6 grand to this. And you've got some idea. Oh, we made it to level 5. I actually wasn't trying to do that. Alright, not allowed to visit the brothel. Waset has deviant tastes. Faded is pretty sweet. Intense craving for alcohol. Automatonophobia. Interesting.
The preponderance of rare and exotic injuries makes this place perfect for the study of suffering.
That's a great line that probably very rarely gets used in this game. So among the visiting delegation are experts in corporeal and cognitive disability. as well as several forensic specialists. Treatment ward and medical ward is free. That's awesome. And you'll see they're standing outside. Everyone's waiting in line to get treated. That's awesome. Those are great touches. So, we need to get rid of diseases. That's free. And I think these are our only 2 diseases. So yeah, let's take advantage of that. And I think it was not Oz. Xenophon was someone that we wanted to lock these in. Xenophon and I think Nami. She's got extra speed. Daredevil's pretty good actually in intense situations. Is there someone that we feel like we have to lock in their stuff? Luminous is locked in, that's great. Hippocratic is great. This is worth taking like a moment here to figure this out, guys. Natural swing is awesome. Quick draw is also great. But her negatives are just, they're not even really negatives. Warrior of Light, I like that. Stress Eater. Let's look at Tiberius. Infirm is pretty garbage, but these are not worth locking in. Stefan, maybe? 2% crit is great, so is Quick Reflexes and Slugger. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty easy one. Let's lock in that and get rid of Lazy Eye. So, yeah, we've wanted to do this since the beginning of the game. So now he'll have higher crit chance. 2% might not seem like a lot, but when you add it to the crit chances of his items and his abilities themselves, plus the ranking of his weapons, he'll be critting left and right. Yeah, and we just need him to hit, so, you know, accuracy is of course important. This is probably about 20 grand. Very close probably to 20 grand. Maybe 15 to 20 grand worth of stuff we're getting just on Stefan. Man, he's got Faded. Faded is just one of the best. Tone Deaf is horrible. See, he causes Blighted to people, but then he has lower accuracy once he does it. That's so bad. And locking in Slugger is great because a lot of his abilities, this is ranged and ranged, but his transformative abilities, Rake and Rage and Slam, are all melee. Brett just has some of the worst negative traits he could possibly have. What about the Mad Hatter? Natural Swing would be great to lock in. Nurgle, what you got? I don't like this because we do keep our Torchlight high, but those positives are just not worth it. Wasset. Would love to get rid of some of these. Kata, what do you got going on, buddy? Quick Reflexes, Natural Swing. Let's give him Natural Swing. No, I don't like that. Let's stick with the original plan. And hook up. No, Xenophon's negatives are just not that bad. What about Stanley? -5 dodge. That's pretty awful. Slugger would be great for her. And so would Warrior of Light. If you look, I think almost all of her abilities are melee. Yeah, so her having Slugger is just a straight up 10% bonus damage. And then getting rid of her -5 dodge. I think this is a good compromise. If anything, I'm very tempted to try and get to another tier being opened. But I think it's this one here, where it upgrades a third slot. But we don't have any extra diseases that we want to try and get for free, cured for free. So we don't need to try and, sell a couple crests or exchange a couple crests for busts just to unlock this. It gives us no value. If, however, this unlocked the third slot for the treatment ward, that would be totally different. And we'll hold off on any unnecessary spending right now. Level 2 Arbalister. Not what we need. We haven't upgraded the Survivalist at all. Eventually it'll become more and more important. At a certain point we're just going to not do, too many very small types of quests. And we're just going to do the big ones. And camping skills become much more important when you focus on that. So here we have the Sun Ring. That's a good item. And the Sniper's Ring. Cool. I don't know if I've seen the Sniper's Ring in recent times. Let's unequip all trinkets and sort them. Sharpening Sheath would be a good option to sell once we get some very good items to kind of replace that. It's just not something we're going to use very often. And in the pursuit of getting our gold to an extremely high level, we're going to start to sell some of these kind of expensive common items that I just know we're not going to use. They do have some like niche uses, but for instance that Vestal Cup that gave HP, if we want HP on our Vestal, we've got it. We've got Martyr Seals. We have this Ancestor's Bottle, one of the biggest HP items in the game, I think at 25%. We have it if we want it. So there's no reason to keep certain of these items that we just don't need. And I think this is a good time to go through and really look at what some of these are. If we had one more of these Book of Sanities, I would get rid of the Book of Holiness. Some of these are still quite useful. Like these boots here, they're good boots. They're 3% crit on the Musketeer. But why wouldn't we just be using like a focus ring with, like a Berserk Charm or something like that? We'll get rid of this leper thing as well. We just made like 8 grand doing that. And that's just going to help us snowball into the late game. So now we need to see what has changed, if anything. Ooh, we get our first champion level. Because we do now have a level 5 hero. Trying not to rush to level 5, but it's hard to do. 100% of room battles on a long dungeon can mean you have to go to the entire place. Another Caregivers convention? Okay, that feels a little busted, and they're gonna give us a sun ring. Guys, we gotta do it. I think we have to do this. This is Caregivers just love the Hamlet. Oh man, I feel a little cheaty. Not too cheaty, but a little. Where's our other Vestal? Barasa, and then we have another Occultist. Okay. I don't like leveling up all my Vestals to level 5 kind of ahead of the group. Some level 3s here I want to save for the courtyard. Like Skibo and Stanley, Behemoth, and then also Barasa. We're going to get in there very soon. See, Triari can go in this location. That's good for her. Xenophon here could consider doing like something like this. I don't even hate this. We can unlock her lunge, which does increased damage versus blighted. And with Peche in the front line here, using Impale, there's a good chance that there will be blighted characters. Yeah, let's do that, guys. Man, we're about to get so much value. This is like a truly blessed run. Didn't mean to do that. Let's upgrade this. Straight up more damage. More healing. And let us unlock lunge. Okay. Thrown dagger and poison darts. And mining pick, sure. Pierce is great. Okay. And did I check this already? I think I did, but let me just double check. Yes, okay. Because I was thinking also, this might be a good time to consider unlocking some camping skills. Okay, these are fine. I think she already has kind of her best ones. Scouting chance, I like that. Heal. These are fine as well. This prevents nighttime ambush, which is the one I'm more concerned about. But if you're bringing a shield breaker with you, or a shield bearer? Shield breaker? Shield breaker, yeah. You don't really... Preventing the nighttime ambush isn't the most important thing, because the odds are you're going to have a nighttime ambush anyway. Now she has a heal. Multiple heals and then stress relief. That's good enough. Alright. I think that's everything we needed. Nobody's stressed out. Now we just need to equip our items. What are we going to do? Maybe some protection on Peche. This reduces her dodge. I really wish we had that feather crystal. Damage, speed, increases our stress, lowers our accuracy. I hate having my accuracy lowered without any way to counter it. I know that's something we want to do. Lowering our dodge there is not a big deal. We're going to lower our dodge. Let's increase our HP. And the wield is not the best place for a blight strategy, I guess. Good to note. Consuming extra food is rough on a longer trip. Okay, I guess we can counter the dodge here with... God dang it, did I just... Yes. Okay. We're going to counter this with this, as we did in the last one. And then we'll just give her Martyr Seal. It's an extra 5 HP. And we can also give her the Life Crystal. It's another 5 HP. So it's an extra 10 HP for -1 speed. That's not bad. We're just missing out on a few key trinkets right now that would really pull together like our damage builds. Make sure nobody is like a wield phobe. We do have a stress eater though. But that is only if she's above 50 stress. I think we're good. Once again, we'll slightly over provision. That was uncharacteristically easy last time. An additional medicinal herb is probably warranted. And that looks good. So I was thinking, man, if we didn't have any good, potential runs that we could do after the first run, that we would maybe try the farmstead, but I think I'll save that for tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a farmstead / Crimson Courtyard day.
Must be recovered.
Okay. Without a great scout here, we're gonna have to go backwards, and we'll do a little bit of backtracking. And before I forget,
spring to life
let me make sure that we actually are using our lunge. I'm trying not to bore you guys to death with all of the like extra micromanagement type stuff. You know what? We brought these. Half the time I end up throwing them away, so let's just use them there to prevent that 6 damage. Alright, we found the first medicinal bag. That's great.
A fortune waiting to be spent. Nature herself.
Hopefully there's something over here. We're not just wasting shovels.
Corruption, malformed with misintent.
Alright, 500 gold. It's almost worth the cost of a shovel. And a giant. Yeah, the blight resistance on everything in here is pretty high. So expecting the blight stuff is pretty unrealistic. Awesome damage from our vestals. Damn, I was really hoping to get that kill. But if we land that, that increases our accuracy. He's got no protection, which is great because his HP is so high. If he had protection as well, it would be awful. Huh. If we lunge forward 2, that puts our Vestal further back. And then we'll use Pierce on Peche to try and, you know, move forward a little bit. Awesome crit. We really need her to stay low on the stress. Dodge it. Yes. Her dodge is enormous right now, 27. Thanks to the Sun Cloak being active. And there we go. Just like that, we put our Vestal back in a good spot. See if we can get that stun. And with a crit, we should. Yeah, perfect. Plus 5% chance to crit. Beautiful. And just like that, we reorganized our party with a little movement. One of the beauties of having a very movement-centric party.
Prodigious size alone does not
get out of here.
Sharpened blade.
And we had room for all of that. Great. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Good first battle against a pretty tough enemy. Thinking already about when to camp. Of course, you know, if something bad happens, then we'll camp, you know, prematurely if we have to. It'll necessitate it. But otherwise, camping probably about here at the midway point. Alright, first hunger check. Man, and another reorganization of the party. That sucks. But letting her go first, or having her go first, is great. Sadly, she doesn't have any of her abilities that move her backwards. It might be something we should fix. We should be able to kill the fungal battery at will next turn. Now, if I remember right, she has a quirk that makes her really fast on the first turn.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Alright, let's get that. Get that kill. Fix our formation.
Maintain the offensive.
Use our pistol. Just give a little healing. Our was about to say I'm not scared of a little
Grievous
damage from the
injury.
grabber, and then I was going to say him before he
Beer.
crits me. And then he critted me. But I didn't want to jinx myself. And that gives me extra speed. And Pick to the Face isn't useless here
As the fiend falls,
because it
a
does
faint hope
pierce
blossoms.
protection. Which is also kind of
Foolish horrors.
not exactly an
Low and driven
unintended
into the mud.
side effect of this build, but if we do encounter the snakes, we will have the means to bypass the protection of some of them. And I'm glad we still had one of our anti-venoms.
Wealth beyond measure.
Love getting 12
Awarded
crests.
to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Is there anything I'm bent on tossing? We don't really need bandages. Bandages are useful just for some of the curios. Actually, bandages would be useful in this fight because all of these things cause bleed. A lot of bleed. Maybe a buckshot will be able to do something here. Dang, not even. We don't need the self-healing. If we can get the kill and get some torchlight, it's a nice 2-for-1. We have a very dodgy party. Dodge. Dang. Can't get lucky 3 times in a row, that's just greedy. And even though this one's already hurt, we'll focus it because it hadn't gone yet.
A momentary abatement.
And that extra 30% heal is really coming in handy now. She is one of the best characters in the game against high dodge enemies. You just keep using your thrown dagger over and over again, and your accuracy goes up so high that you just can't miss. There's an enemy in the courtyard, not to spoil it too much, but an incredibly powerful enemy, basically a boss, that
These
will
nightmarish
wreck you
creatures
if you
can
don't
be
have
felled.
accuracy
They can be beaten.
or a way to mark it. It gets a heck of a lot easier once you do, though, but without it, it's a pretty tough fight. Toss the 50 gold. Let's hope this isn't booby-trapped. Do we try and pick up 500 gold?
The way is lit.
Yeah.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
So, one of the quests is right in front of us. We can go to this empty hallway and just see what these curios are. This will give us extra food, I believe, from the beast carcass. And that's cool. That's just straight up healing. And then here we don't have what we need. We can still try and get lucky. Okay. Beautiful. I was about to say, what is there left to scout? Secret door. Man, do we want to come back for that? No, let's go do it now. So, this is going to take up a huge amount of space in our inventory right now. So what we could do is camp, free up this space, probably toss some medicinal herbs, eat, you know, reduce our stress to 0, buff ourselves, probably take a snake battle, dump the last, 4 food, or heal ourselves after that battle with the last 4 food. We'd have all the space we need to carry whatever's in here. We'd still have a full stack of food, and we will have hopefully overcome what will be the most difficult fight in here, which is the potential, you know, snake battle. And I think that's what we're gonna do.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable.
It's a risk. This is not
Rats in a maze.
This is not the easiest of plays. Snake Eyes is gonna be important. You don't have any diseases. She's at 5 stress. You just have heals and stress reduction. Let's give some protection here. Only 5% protection, but it's better than nothing. Snakeskin here is going to give her, looks like 5 HP. And another 15 protection, so she's up to 20%. Plus she has 25% from the head, so she's doing great. So yeah, I guess we just hope. Let's pep talk. Yeah, let's pep talk Peche, because the actual event stresses her out. We get a free key. That's great because we're going to use one. And maybe that'll help reduce her stress for this battle.
The light.
There we go.
Of safety.
We're ready for it.
There will be no rest by the fire tonight.
We are ready for it. So what's their resistance to blight? It's pretty high, actually. See if we can spread it, though. Bypass their protection. They're guarding. And they have increased crit while stealthed. Riposte is going to smack us for 1. And she's got horror on her right now that can't be removed by laudanum. And I guess it makes sense that her stress reduction buff right now won't help. But at least it will help in later battles. If we manage to stun him, does that remove riposte? It does not. Okay. Great dodge. Venomous gleek. That's disgusting. I remember when I was a kid, people started doing that. Gleeking. It's a pretty gross thing.
How quickly the tide turns.
Okay. We're doing alright. But it's very nice if you can focus them down. Unfortunately, this group was 2 stealth and 2 protection guys. Which are not the easiest to focus. Let's get some heals. Let's try and kill this thing. It's actually being protected, so that's just not going to work. But 10 damage on this one isn't bad. They don't have a lot of HP for how much protection and dodge they have. Just keep that healing rolling. No, not sway. I want to use another impale. Perfect. And that took him out. 2 snakes left. But we need to beat them quickly before her stress gets way out of control. Bring them forward a little bit. Awesome crit. This thing is dead. So now we can focus the greater Pliskin? Well, not really, because we can't hit it. We really need Peche to be faster than her, and she's just not. You know what? She only took 17% or 17 stress instead of the 20 that it says here. So maybe it is helping her. Here we go.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
So last time, like I said, we did this, the first time we encountered these snakes. Unfortunately, I lost that video. But I did end up talking about her background, and this is how you discover her story. Part 2 is a beautiful thing. Such exquisiteness must be admired, they say, and so I am made to dance for their desperate, dust-pitted faces, for their watery, bloodshot eyes, their cracked, grinning lips. I am not a person to this debauched audience. I am an exotic wonder. I am a beautiful thing. So we're going to want to make room for as much of this as we can. Jade, we can't pick up. This is an okay item. I want to grab it. Man, we don't have room for anything. We want the Aegis scales. I totally forgot about that. That kind of like throws off my calculations a little bit. Let's get rid of the onyx. Let's pick up the shimmering scale, and the rest of this we're going to have to toss. And now we come here to open the ancient artifact, and we're going to get 3 puzzling trapezohedrons. Okay. We knew we were going to eat some of this food. Man, the idea of throwing away shovels is pretty bad. Also, kind of the idea of throwing away skeleton keys sucks. But we've got so much treasure that treasure is not really the issue. That's just getting, like, unbelievably greedy. We've got to keep food. We could just throw away the gold, but we're probably going to get more gold. Yeah. We're going to get more gold, but we're just going to have to ignore it. Because we still need to pick up 2 more medicines. And we only know where one is. For all we know, the last medicine is all the way at the end of this entire place. And we can't afford to throw away torches and food and shovels at this early stage. We could search this, but I think we're just going to ignore it. Let's pick this up. And what do we get rid of?
Handsome reward for a task well performed.
Crests are more common than portraits, but this is only 2 portraits. I really don't want to throw away a full stack of gold.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
If we use the heck out of our torchlight ability, we can stay in light. But that's going to make this such a harder run. I think we just get rid of these portraits for now. That feels bad. And searching this will probably just get us sick. We also can't hold the food anyway, and we're not that hurt. Hopefully we get a scout. That's what we really need. And we're doing such low damage to these things. See if we can't kill them and then destroy the corpses. Okay, not quite. Damn, we couldn't even one-shot the corpse. That feels bad. No more slimes. We don't need any quivering ectoplasms being made. And if we had left that corpse there, I actually can make them without it. Get out of here. Alright, that's not good. Let's start making sure we use our AoE clear whenever we can.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Alright, I guess we just play this game. We just have to burst down the towering ectoplasm. I could have sworn they needed the corpses with that ability to make another one. But I guess not. But I know that if they make 2 more of these, if he has 2 of these for a turn, it'll make another towering ectoplasm. So we do have to prioritize taking them out. But with a little bit of AoE, it's not that hard. And we can still continue to put damage on this thing. If we land this, that would be sick.
The ground quakes.
Alright. And we lower its blight resistance, so we'll be able to do that repeatedly if we'd like. It gets easier every time. And one-shotting one of these things one time would be great, but it's just not working out for us. And it's dead next turn. It's kind of like an annoying mini-boss.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
And I like getting the kill, so that'll give us some buffs.
As victories mount,
can't pick up the gold,
so
can't
too
use
will
medicinal
resistance.
Herbs. Just give me a scout. No scout. Okay, so we have to explore this. Sucks that that hit her.
Maker's art, his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes. Destroyed.
There you go. Of all the people to step into a trap, you know, her getting that extra stress applied is just the worst.
Impressive.
And buckshot.
A powerful blow.
Alright, we missed it by one, but he's stunned, so. $1,500 gold.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task.
How greedy am I? Very? Okay. At least now I know. With any luck, the medical bag would have been in there, but we've got a long way to go still. Without too much more backtracking. Just to punish my hubris, they're going to give me an enemy that wrecks us by, you know, making the torchlight dimmer.
Well struck.
Just don't crit her. And let's heal her.
A momentary
Between the blight and the actual damage she's taking a ton. Alright, nice and easy. And if we want to just focus on keeping our light up, we can use, you know, in a pinch, we can use her to heal. Musketeer has a decent heal on her. Wow, we landed a crit.
Executed.
Okay.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Can't get too greedy, we have a long way to go. It's looking dark. No satchels in sight. Alright, we know where it is. We're going to go straight to it.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Man, if there wasn't an obstacle in the way, I would toss the shovels. And maybe pick up the crests. But I think we just have to get rid of this. Damn. Just go for the 100%. No reason to risk any additional stress on her. I mean, at a certain point you have to ask yourself, you know, we have gold. Gold's not a huge deal for us. So is it really worth... Ooh, this is nice. Is it really worth it for us to hold on to gold over heirlooms? Can she eat more? She can. Wow. Hopefully we don't get a hunger check right before the end.
Closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
Let's do it. Heart of Darkness, baby. And it's going to be a battle in the dark. Impale. Stack some of that blight. Could have gotten rid of the Blackest Pitch by using her Torchlight ability, but oh my god, they get the crits. Ugh.
Precision.
So did I.
Power.
They work in synergy. They debuffed our bleed resist, so when this guy does his big bleed attack, it's more likely to land. Point blank shot is a pretty dangerous attack as well.
A devastating
Huge
blow.
attack. Should be dead now. Yeah, super dead. But we just have to worry about the AoE from blanket fire hitting us. And we super dodged it.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
No reason to heal. We're going to leave right after this. Pick up a warrior's cap.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay. Shovel goes. Exchange for deeds. And I guess the sapphires go. Just making sure I'm doing like a once-over, making sure I'm not making any mistakes. But we need to pick up the satchel. I really wish these items stacked.
Staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
But we did it, guys.
These tonics and
What a
herbs
crazy
will stave
long
off
episode this has
infection
been.
and neutralize contagion.
We're making a lot off of this, and we did want deeds, so that way we could upgrade our weaponsmith. We picked up the Sun Ring, which is another great item for us. With very little negative. And we're going to be able to get rid of this, you know, bad humor's disease for free. Wow, these would be... This is a good one to get rid of, and this is a good one to lock in. Well, actually it's not. That's on our musketeer. Forget that. Do want to get rid of Clumsy, though. And I don't like Nocturnal at all. But I'm happy to get another one of those snake battles out of the way.
Rare and exotic injuries makes this place perfect for the study of suffering.
Alright, bad humors is gone. Shouldn't be any other diseases. Okay, so now we're kind of left with some of the exact same choices that we had last time. And I'm trying to remember who was most in need. We did Stanley? Can we just make Stanley like a badass? We could. Man, do I want to do it now? Okay. Xenophon, though. Let's get Fairweather Fighter. That's 20,000 gold we just saved. And what's Kata got going for him? Quick reflexes, natural swing. And just want to get rid of one that's locked in. Call that good. Alright guys, I mean that's a lot of value for us to get like that this early in our playthrough. This playthrough is looking blessed, honestly. Let's see what options we have for tomorrow. We of course we made it to level 4 on the Wield, so we unlocked the veteran level hag fight. Rat Carcass is not terrible as an item, but we don't have the Crimson Curse on anyone somehow, so we don't need this item at all. Antiquarian item. This is for the Vestal. This is for a battle Vestal. It's one of the best items you can get for that. Another Rat Carcass, and then a Solar Crown. Gentle Tide, another Caregivers Convention. This is probably not supposed to be happening. I honestly don't know how I can pass up doing this again. I may do this off camera, just so you guys don't have to watch it back to back to back like that. But it's so hard to pass up, you know, 40,000 gold worth of value when they're just giving it to us like this. Plus the Brawler's Gloves are really good on someone like Stanley, who just, you know, you keep her in the front lines and you just give her this huge damage buff. And the crit doesn't even matter that much because we can give her a crit item. What's our best crit item? Yeah, just give her Focus Ring. And basically she's just losing 8 dodge and 1 speed for 10 accuracy and 25% damage, which I think is a good trade-off on her. But anyway, guys, yeah, like I feel like I have to do this. It's like too good for the run. I just don't want you guys to have to watch it. Feel free to let me know in the comment section if you wouldn't mind seeing a third Wield fight with the Caregivers Convention. I don't want to feel like I'm abusing the game, but you know, the game is, there's slight RNG in it, and I don't think I've ever seen this town event proc that many times. It's kind of obscene. And we don't even have a great crew to go in there. We'd have to take Zeke. Let me just take a second to build out like my crew, who I would take. Zeke would go in. Stefan would go in. Maybe as a point blank. Could even try and bring Peche again in there. What level is Peche now? Actually, we can't. Her stress is really high. We need to let her chill out. But could bring in... We're going to need her, actually. We're going to need to mark and perhaps use Rallying Flare in the courtyard. Who would I bring in? Maybe Stanley? Do like a point blank build, or Tiberius would probably even be better for the buffs. And then in the back line, wouldn't want to bring Daryl. I'm not sure. Nurgle's not so great in there. But anyway, guys, something like this, I would probably do it off camera. I really want to go into the farmstead with y'all and the courtyard tomorrow. So I think we're going to do that. Plan on, you know, seeing your first Crimson Courtyard run. Interesting. I don't really care too much about this antiquarian item. I love the speed and dodge buff if you get both of them, though. I also really don't care about the lucky dice. It's a great item on the Jester, but I think I would do this first and hope to re-roll this. Although you could almost spend a full episode in the courtyard if you wanted to. We'll see. We'll see, guys. Okay, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Goodtalk Gaming. And if you thought you were getting out of here without a knock-knock joke, you were dead wrong. So let me go ahead and hit you with this one. Knock knock. Who's there? Tank. Tank who? You're welcome. And there you go. There's your daily dose of humor. Alright guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.